What's going on, comic book family? Another exciting little video here for you today, going into 2021, wanting to make some different content other than just the comic talks and going over some of the books in my collection. Hopefully, once the storage unit is all figured out and settled, maybe we can do a storage unit tour of all 32 long boxes that are sitting in storage, and that doesn't even include the 20 or so that are in the house. So I did a little bit of cleaning. The boxes are stacked, and it looks good enough. We're getting there for a nice little clean tour of it. But while I was doing that, I had the opportunity to go through these boxes and kind of re-look at some of the books that are in there, trying to check the condition and seeing what needs to be bagged and board into new bags and boards, because those books have been sitting there for a while. And unfortunately, a lot of them do need to be changed, but we'll get there slowly but surely. However, I took out like a stack. I got about 100 books here that I wanted to show you guys, just to go over, some of the cool little nicks and these little knickknacks that I got in there. I thought you guys might like to see some of these books, and all these books are going to be going into Mylar because they should be protected a little better. So here we go. I want to show you guys what we got here. So I thought this one was really cool. There's no significance in this one other than this is the marriage of Storm and Black Panther here. So issue 18, I think this is volume 4, the 2005 to 2009 run there of Black Panther. And then the annual for it, Black to the Future. So this one is a unique one. Let me put this down a little bit more there. There you go. And then you guys see a little better there. The entire book. Black to the Future. This has gone up in price. We're sitting at like about $50 there for that one. So I thought that was really interesting. For you Image 90s kids, there's Savage Dragon. This is the mini series. So it's the first brutal issue, as it says there. Brutal issue. Oh, I thought this one was really cool. This is 5 Ronin. This is a little mini series in 2011. Punisher, Hulk, Wolverine, Deadpool, and Psylocke. And I have all 5 of these, except, and I'll show you guys in a minute, there's one that I don't have cover A of. And the cover A's are the more important ones to have. This is cover B, but here's the cover A. You guys might recognize these. 5 Ronin. All these books are about $20 each. Well, minus the cover B's here are about $8 each. But these ones right here, this particular like wall scroll look, is about a $20 book. And here's issue 2 with the Hulk there. I thought these were so cool back in the day. And they've gone up in price because it was a small miniseries. But here's the one that I don't have. I have the B cover for Punisher, but I don't have that A wall scroll cover for Punisher. And it's really unfortunate because Punisher and this Psylocke are the more sought after ones. This one's sitting about like around the $40 range for Psylocke 5 Ronin issue 4. So here is the B cover for Deadpool. And honestly, yeah, I don't have the A cover for Deadpool as well. So this one isn't as valuable as that A cover wall scroll. But the Psylocke there is definitely the big key out of, well, not a key, but significant dollar book out of the miniseries there. Moving on, we have Sword of Azrael, book number 1. This is the first appearance of Azrael. So I'm going to pull that aside. This one is really cool. A lot of people didn't read this Abnett and Lanning Guardians of the Galaxy run, 2008 to 2010. This is the last issue, but this is like Thanos' big return before like the Thanos Imperative series that they did. And because of this series, Guardians went on to become picked up by Marvel to be made into a motion picture. Here's a Adam Warlock. Issue 17 variant. These were the 70 years variant that they did around that time for a lot of books. Almost every book had a variant of that nature. Here's issue 2. I don't have issue 1, but issue 2 is we do have issue 2, and there's issue 3, and I believe we have issue 4 as well. So I have bits and pieces of it. I know that the back end of this 25 issue series or the ones, the Realm of Kings, War of Kings storyline was pretty significant for this. And that's what I was talking about right here. The Thanos Imperative was a big deal. So there's the one shot, first appearance of Icon, I believe, Icon the Space Knight. So that's why this one shot has, some value to it. I think it's only like a $10 to $15 book, but it's more than cover price for a book that's only 10 years old. Here's a big one. Oh, I should have put the first one first, but Thanos Quest is more sought after for the Infinity Gauntlet run in the late 80s, early 90s there. But Thanos Quest is the one that a lot of people don't have. So here's book 1, and then there's book 2. Significant books if you're trying to have, the Crusade and Gauntlet storylines, in my opinion. Now, this one was really neat. Captain America Reborn. This is a 1 in 50 John Cassidy incentive black and white variant. So, just kind of checking the value on this is sitting at about $50 or so for this. Just a random variant cover. I'm not sure if other people like me are variant cover hunters, but I do love me variant covers. Big fan of variant covers. So here's another one that we have here. Spider-Man. First time that Miles and Peter get together. So that's issue 1. First print, of course. Second print has them wearing their mask. So there's 2 copies of that. And then we also have I think this is the 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 Humberto Ramos variant for that as well. And they're both wearing their masks there. Moving on, we have was it Houston and Finch Moon Knight run. So here's issue number 1. So Moon Knight is probably one of my favorite characters, my second favorite character behind Daredevil, especially from Marvel. And he's getting picked up for, a Disney Plus show, Oscar Isaac potentially playing the character. So a lot of these Moon Knight books are being spec'd on. So issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, and then issue 5. And I do have this entire run, but I just wanted to show you a few of the books. They were put in a different box, not in storage. So these are the only ones left in storage, and now I can add them together. I believe it's issue 6. Issue 6 is a variant cover of Moon Knight that it's like he's all bloody or whatnot. That's probably the one book that people look for that volume of Moon Knight. Moving on, of course, out of the Disney showcase that they had right at the end of the year, Secret Invasion turning into a show. So a lot of people are speculating on this. This will probably go up in price once we get more information about Secret Invasion itself and who they cast as all these scrolls. Very good storyline too, by the way, by Bendis. So glad to have that. I thought these were neat here, of course. A little blast from the past. We have the Tomb of Dracula. There you see Blade there fighting Dracula. So one of these issues, I believe, is a big Blade arc. So I think they're like $50 a piece. I would say these are about in the 6, 5, 7 range. Maybe some of them are a little into that fine, the higher fine, very fine range here for these lords. Tomb of Dracula, excuse me. So there's issue 44 there, fighting Strange. There's Blade again, issue 45. Issue 46. Oh, they're falling over here. I guess we can only put a few books up at a time. There's issue 48. Nice cover there. 51. The Eternal Battles with Blade. 52. Dracula on a roller coaster. That one's it's actually kind of funny there. 53 again, fighting Blade. Let's see, we got a few more of these here. 54. I think this one, sorry about that. I think this one about like 70 issues or so. This volume of Tomb of Dracula. Dracula, of course, just in pop culture, is one of my more unique, interesting characters that I do enjoy. So I'm really happy to have at least some of these books. And of course, if you get that first appearance of Blade, man, that's the key there for this. So 63, 64, and I believe 67 is that final issue that I own of Tomb of Dracula, Lord of Vampires. Here we go. Superman Batman, Volume 1, 2003 to 2011, the Loeb and McGinnis run. This is the only... I don't have issue 22. Issue 22 is the first Batman Beyond. Tim Drake apparently being the the first Batman Beyond in comics, apparently, but this is the second part of it. So this book has a price tag on it as well, issue 23. So maybe we'll get around to issue 22, picking that up just to own. Thinking about making a video or just a list, compiling a list of some books that I want to pick up in 2021. You know, some like a wish list or so, I guess. I thought this was a couple of different Hulks, because these are the only ones that were in storage, but I have a lot of them here in the house. But I thought this was funny because issue 184 is the closest I have to 180 and 181. You know, 180, 181, and 182 for Wolverine's first appearance. I don't think that's a book I will ever own. I don't know. You never know. But I thought it was funny, so I pulled it aside. And here's just a couple of other Hulk covers that were in there. So 256, just random. And none of them are sorted together because when I was picking up books, I would just kind of, especially older back issue books, I would just kind of throw all together. So one of the goals as well is to try to alphabetize as much as possible. So 213 there, and then we have 208 to finish off some Hulk. Interesting character that I don't know what happened to this guy, but there's Human Fly, issue number 1. I guess that was a thing back in the day. Commands about a $20, $25 price tag for, you know, a near mint. That is definitely not near mint. I'd say about a $7.75. Here we go. The Cat. This is Tigra. Becomes Tigra anyway, but this is the first issue. Of course, it's pretty beat up. I'd say that's about a fair condition there. We got a 1.5, maybe a 2, but still number 1 issue. So I wanted to show you guys that. Justice Society of America. This has been spiking. So homage cover there to was it JSA All Stars issue 3, I believe. I don't know. But I wanted to pull that aside because I really, really enjoy that run of Justice Society of America. We have Annihilators. This is a 4-issue miniseries. These are all the variant covers. Apparently there was another variant cover. There's a Georgievet cover that I didn't pull. I thought it was a main cover, but I do have all the variants and the cover A's for this series here. But I want to pull these aside because they were really cool looking variants here. So this is the Mike Mignola variant for issue 1. Rocket and Groot there, because they're, you know, they're popular characters now. And then this is a Davis variant of those two boys. And then jumping over to 4, because I didn't pull out 3. Issue 4 here, the Scotty Young variant there of Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Moving along, another book that's getting some spec, Beauty number 1 by Image, being picked up. I guess it got picked up to be adapted to TV, so we'll see what happens with that one. Just wanted to, this is stuff to, you know, just to pull aside. Here we go, added the Disney investor call here as well. Amazing Spider-Man Annual issue number 16, the very first appearance of Monica Rambeau. So we saw her in the WandaVision show that's about to come out very soon, in a couple, maybe a week, right? Next week, something like that. So glad to have this. I didn't even realize I had it. So there's a couple of spine ticks there, color breaking ones too, but I'd still say that it can command 758. It's a pretty good copy of it, so I'm very happy about that. Really excited to just move all these into Mylar. So keeping along the Spider-Man train for a little bit here. They did these Tron variants back when Tron Legacy was coming out. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 651, the Tron variant with the big time storyline that was happening. I do have the majority of the other Tron variant covers. Wolverine, for example, Thor. The Thor one's a big one because that's when Kid Loki popped up in Journey into Mystery. So that one and this one are probably the ones that are the more expensive of the Tron variants, but I'm glad to have the Spider-Man one. And showing you guys, of course. All right, issue 1 of Alpha Flight. I'm showing you guys a little dog ear up there. I'd say it's about a 6.5 cover of it, but it's just nice to have. Like, hey, I do own issue 1 of Alpha Flight. Oh, these books over here starting to piles. This one's interesting. On the cover, it's nothing that pops out at you guys, but this is actually an insert comic for those 2-pack Marvel Universe toys that they used to put out. So this is actually a reprint of Avengers Annual 10, the very first appearance of Rogue in comics. As you can see, it says not for resale right there, but they packed this in with the toy. So this is about a $10 book, which is kind of cool because, you know, that's a key there. It's a big key. I do own that copy too, Avengers Annual 10, and it's signed by Chris Claremont. So I thought that, really, really happy to get it signed by Claremont. And in a future video, a lot of those signed books, we'll do another one of these little, like, hey, you know, just these showing you these books that I have. Special edition X-Men #1. Thought this was kind of cool. So I do have 2 copies of this. Oh, I'm pulling the camera. I'm so sorry. So 2 copies of that. For a long time, X-Men wasn't getting printed, so they did these classic X-Men books. And they would just reprint X-Men stories until they finally started writing new X-Men adventures. I can't remember exactly when that happened, but that happened for a little while. So some silver keys here. Maybe these are moving into the Bronze Age. I'm not sure. I think the lower end of these. But Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos, we got a few of these. Issue 88 there. And these are in good condition too. You know, not near mint, but they present really well. So that's what's important here. So issue 75 there. We have issue 74. Pretty cool cover. Issue 69. Nice. '57. And we have 55. And 55, I guess, is the last. I thought I had more here. But I do have, I think the earliest issue I have is like 13 or something, which is pretty cool. But that's all that's pulled here. I thought there was more. No spec on this one. I just remember this and really, really enjoyed this. A lot of people enjoyed this story arc. So there's Blackest Night issue 1 by Jeff Johns. Really put that spotlight again on Green Lantern. Jeff Johns' entire run on the Green Lantern there. And then New Avengers issue 1. Yeah, just because I wanted to pull it out. Nothing special there for that one either. This one's kind of cool. Deadpool Family. This is a one-shot. Just introducing like Lady Deadpool. I can't remember the name of the kid, but the head, and then you got the dog there too. So this is about a $15 book because of low print runs, you know. And same with this one here, the Deadpool Corp. So that was a book that preceded, Deadpool Family preceded this to introduce this 12-issue series here for like just these random adventures with these characters. And of course, your classic Liefeld cover there. And we also got the black and white variant edition there too. So it's about a $25, $30 book on that variant cover. That's Sketch. I don't know anything about this, but I own it. So Destructor issue 1 by Atlas Comics. Just thought it was unique and was sitting in there. About a $30 book. Maybe not with all those spine ticks, but that's where it sits at near mint if somebody has a near mint copy. This one's cool. Free comic book day from, I believe, 2011. So on the back side is Avatar: Last Airbender, but right here we got Opress, very first appearance in comics. So this is about a $30 book. So I thought it was really cool. And then this is probably the second most valuable Star Wars book that I have because I don't have too many Star Wars books. But here is the most valuable Star Wars book that I own. Darth Vader issue 3. First appearance of Dr. Afro. So very happy to own that book. Some spec here coming for this bad boy here. Static Shock going up in price, now a $10 book. This is the second printing due to Milestone coming back. Now with DC in their financial crisis that they got going on, I don't know if you know what's happening with Milestone, but it's really cool that Static's being talked about again, and Icon. There's so second printing, and then we have 2 of his first print there. Really thought it was really unique that they added him to the lineup with the New 52, and they just didn't go anywhere with him. It's really unfortunate. Justice League issue 50, New 52. Of course, we bought it originally from mycomicshop.com. Back when it originally came out, my shop didn't have it when I was living in California at the time. Easy pickup, cover price there, $5.99. And now it's commands a $50 book because of the 3 Jokers. Did you guys like that Three Jokers series last year in 2020? Would you say it was in your top 10 stories of the year? This one's unique here. Black Widow. This is the Marvel variant edition, the movie photo cover. This is like a $75 book, which I thought was interesting. That classic pose from Scarlett Johansson in Iron Man. What was it, Iron Man 2? Was when she debuted in the MCU. So, moving to Mylar. This one is just a fun little variant cover. Ultimate Avengers 3. This is like around the time the Ultimate Universe was coming to an end. Greg Land variant here. Greg Land, of course, right now is trending because of that Edge of Spider-Verse 2, first appearance of, Ghost Spider, as she's called now, Gwen Stacy. Spider-Gwen. But I thought this was unique because I still really like that yellow and red uniform of Daredevil. But this is, of course, the ultimate version. And this one, I thought I lost this book, but I'm really happy to have found it. I might have sold it, but this is the Cho 1 in 25, 1 in 20 variant for Ultimate Death of Spider-Man. This is issue, or Ultimate Spider-Man issue 159, but the Death of Spider-Man storyline arc, right before they debuted Miles. This book is like a $200 book for that variant, because look at that cover. That's an amazing cover. But I'm really happy that I found it, because I thought I had sold it or somebody else took it or something, because I couldn't find it for the longest time. But it was sitting with some other Death of Spider-Man arcs that they did in some other Ultimate stories at the time, instead of being with the other Ultimate Spider-Man books. We have issue 2 of Nova here. I don't have issue 1, unfortunately, but issue 2 still commands a price, so it's just cool to have that. It's just random, like, oh, I do have a couple of Novas, but that was the only one that was had some sort of price attached to it. We have Champions issue number 10, just a random issue of Champions that I own. Again, number 1 is the one that you want in that run. Some Web of Spider-Man here. This is Kraven's Last Hunt, part 1. So other than the first issue, this one and issue 32 are probably the big Web of Spider-Man books that you want out of that volume of Spider-Man. One of the most iconic like storylines too, Kraven's Last Hunt. And we just bought Marvel Tales. I showed you guys a couple weeks ago in a Comic Talk video, but here's another spec book of when, Peter put on the black symbiote suit. So this is Spectacular Spider-Man issue 90. This commands some attention too, because, between that Secret Wars cover and an ASM 252, hey, when was the first time we see the black suit? So kind of cool. I didn't know I had this book, but it was sitting in there, and we, definitely want to pull that out. Add it in with those other 4. Now we have the complete run, all 4 of those books together. And to cap it off, guys, I'm going to show you some Captain Marvel books that I have. I think that's this. One sec. Okay, so I'm going to change that up first. This is the only. So there's issue 35, but I want to show you first before we go through all the other Captain Marvel books. This is the oldest Miss Marvel book that I own, so issue 7 there. I just wanted to show you that really quick, but yeah, Captain Marvel stuff, the original. I think that the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out, Eternals coming out, doing stuff with Adam Warlock. Do we ever get any kind of, I don't know, like an homage or an Easter egg with the original Captain Marvel here? You never know. So kind of cool to have these books here. So that's issue 38. We have issue 41, 42, 44, 45. And then we'll move these really quick. 46. Not much to say about these other than I'm just kind of cool to have these in the collection. 49, and I can't really remember when I got these or if these came when we closed up shop in Georgia 11 years ago. And these just came with me packed. So 51, 52, issue 60, 61. And these are all ranging from like $14 to $30 on these books here. And they're all in pretty decent shape too. They're not too bad. I haven't opened them up, so we don't know what the pages look like. They might be off-white. Oh. Keep hitting the camera, guys. Sorry. Marvel Spotlight on Captain Marvel. So this is a different series, but issue 8. And then the most expensive Captain Marvel book I do own is issue 28 to cap off this video here. Very iconic cover. You see Thanos in the back. This is the 5th appearance of Thanos. So it commands a high price tag. It's about a $150 to $200 book. This copy here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spine ticks, unfortunately, but it's still a pretty good condition copy. I'd probably give it around the the mid grade there, 5, 5, 6 maybe. But it's still cool to have in the collection. The earliest Thanos appearance that I own, his 5th. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 might be books to search for, because I do like the Thanos character and majority of the cosmic universe of Marvel characters there. So yeah, guys, I thought this was a little fun video pulling out these, what is it, about 50 or so books, maybe 75 books that I showed you guys. Just have the storage unit and books that are going to be moved into Mylar. I think needed some added protection, and a lot of these bagging boards anyway are kind of dirty and old, so they needed to be changed regardless. But again, these books all command some sort of price. The cheapest price book, some of the 5 Ronins there, were sitting at about $8. There's a couple $4 like cover price books I showed you guys, like New Avengers and the Black Panther Storm marriage book. But that could go up in price because, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman and what they're doing with the Black Panther franchise for the MCU. So you never know. That could be something with the X-Men now under the Marvel banner, outside of the Fox shackles. We can probably see, Storm show up in the Black Panther mythos, and a lot of those books are going to spike. So let the speculation commence going into 2021. I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any special books in your collection too that you just want to talk about, drop a comment in, down below the video. I'd like to talk to you guys, make some more friends within the comic book community, meet some new content creators on YouTube and elsewhere on the internet, on Instagram especially, and maybe we can trade, we can sell, and just talk comics. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to more content in 2021. So look forward to a lot more of these kind of videos. Of course, continuing the comic talks every Wednesday, live on twitch.tv/ThereCanBeOnlyVaughn, and then uploaded to YouTube later. If you guys have any suggestions for other videos, other YouTube content regarding comic books, let me know. I'd love to continue this conversation, maybe even get up a podcast and talking about comics. It'd be a lot of fun. Very lengthy video here, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So Top Guy out. We'll see you in the next one. Remember to always bag 'em and board 'em.